And for more, I'm joined by Tracy Walder, NewsNation national security contributor, as well as former FBI special agent and CIA officer. Tracy, good to see you. Thanks for making the time tonight.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
Tracy, let's start with the total disagreement there seems to be over the extent of the damage on the ground. We see Trump still doubling down, saying that the program was totally obliterated. And then UN nuclear watchdog chief Rafael Grossi saying it's only been set back a few months. Let's listen to that juxtaposition.
Now, Israel was able to do damage, but we did the final damage. And we have the greatest submarines in the world. We launched 30 rockets from submarines. Every single one of them hit their target.
The Iranians themselves will have to go there and sift through the rubble and look at what is the exact degree of the damage.
Now, Grossi admits his group is not on the ground, but what are your thoughts here? Who is most likely to be right here?
I think the answer lies somewhere in between, to be completely honest with you, because the reality is even if Iranians are looking at the damage to it on the ground, we're never going to get a full answer from them. They are going to minimize the impact of this attack. And obviously, Trump wants to maximize the impact of this attack. And so in my opinion, I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle. I think there's no question we didn't completely take out this facility because, in my opinion, it would have to be multiple bombs across multiple days and multiple flights. But in my opinion, it absolutely damaged it. There's no question that there was damage to the facility. And then the question is how long will it take to get that back up and running? And I don't think anyone knows the answer to that. And then the next question is, where is the uranium? Is it there? We know that there were trucks, right, coming in and out of the facility, particularly Fordo, prior to this strike. I mean, we gave them a 2-week notice, right, that we were thinking of hitting it. And so it would be in their best interest to move it. And so I don't think their program has been completely taken offline, but definitely set back.
Yeah. Do you suspect that Iran was able to move the bulk of its uranium before the strikes? And what damage can they still inflict with uranium, but with no centrifuges, for example, if those were taken out?
That's a scary question, right? And I certainly don't want to fearmonger. I just want to be honest. Obviously, having sort of rogue uranium out there that we don't know where it is disturbing. And that could be sold to any number of individuals. That's what I did at CIA, was I worked with terrorists getting their hands on WMDs and uranium. So clearly, yes, that can be manufactured into a dirty bomb. But I don't think that that's what they did with it. I do think that they moved it because I think that we would be able to get readings off of that if there was uranium coming out of the facility. And I do think that it's somewhere still in Iran. It's just a question of where.
And Tracy, meanwhile, Hamas says it is open to talks, but only if the war ends and Israel withdraws from Gaza. Is this a genuine negotiating position or just leverage and posturing? How does this complicate the ceasefire efforts at the same time?
It's hard because I don't think Israel is going to negotiate with Hamas when Hamas is asking them to completely withdraw from Gaza, because that is one thing Israel said that they will not do. And they've been very clear about that, whether we agree with it or not. That's what they have been very clear about. And so I think Hamas is coming to the table now, in my opinion, as sort of a looking good measure that they are willing to do this in, quote, good faith, but doing this with stipulations that they know Israel won't agree to.
And it's interesting, at the same time, Israel says it's nearing its military objectives in Gaza. From a counterterrorism standpoint, what does mission accomplished actually look like when dealing with a decentralized group like Hamas, especially when not all of Hamas leadership is even physically in Gaza?
Yeah, that's a hard question. And again, it sounds like I'm not being very hopeful, but the problem is you can't kill an idea. So you can take out as many of these leaders as you want. You can take out as many Hamas fighters as you want, but the idea still remains. And the idea has permeated really all corners of the earth. That's the problem. And so, yes, mission may be accomplished in terms of military targets and Hamas leaders that they might want to be taken out. But in my opinion, the CT mission really never ends.
Tracy, very quickly, we were speaking with General Wesley Clark on our air on NewsNation Prime last night, and he said this is a key and pivotal moment when it comes to Iran. They are wounded but not out. He described them as a wounded tiger and said that really we need to get after their idea that Israel needs to be wiped off the map. That needs to be exterminated, not just their nuclear capability. Do you see any realistic path to that idea being exterminated, or how deeply entrenched is it?
I think it's only really deeply entrenched in their leadership. I completely agree with General Clark, to be honest with you. If their leadership changes, I do not think that the Iranian people as a whole want that. I don't. I think it really lies with the Ayatollah. And I think if leadership does change, that idea will go away.
All right, Tracy Walder, always appreciate the context and the breadth of your analysis. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.